So, what does it really mean to be good with money? We've all got some picture in our heads, right? But today, we're going to challenge that picture. We're going to uncover the real signs that you're on the right financial track, even if your bank account doesn't look like a millionaire's just yet.
When you picture financial success, is this kind of what pops into your head? You know, the fancy cars, the sprawling houses, the never-ending shopping sprees? It's a super common image, but honestly, it's often just not the whole story. Real financial health isn't always about what you can show off.
And that right there, that's the heart of it. Success isn't really about being rich today. It's built on a solid foundation of smart habits and a little bit of discipline. It's not measured by your net worth right now, but by the systems you're putting in place for the long haul.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll redefine what it even means to be good with money. Then, we'll dive into the foundational habits. Build up your financial defense system. Fire up your long-term growth engine. And finally, we'll talk about getting into that all-important wealth mindset.
So let's get right into the most crucial point. It is not about how much money you make. It's about how well you manage what you've got. It's all about those quiet, consistent behaviors that build real wealth over time.
Okay, let's start with the absolute bedrock of financial control. These are the non-negotiables, you know? The daily actions that create a stable base for literally everything else we're going to talk about.
We're talking about 3 key habits here. You live below your means, you actually track your spending, and you pay your bills on time. They might sound, kind of simple, right? But trust me, mastering these is a massive sign of financial maturity.
Now, one of the biggest enemies of living below your means is this thing called lifestyle inflation. You know what I'm talking about. It's that supernatural urge to spend more every single time you get a raise. Resisting this? That is a power move. It's what separates the financially savvy from those who just stay stuck no matter how much they earn.
And this quote just perfectly captures the mindset. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about being in control. It's about choice. When you can look at something you want and you can genuinely say, yeah, I could buy that, but I'm choosing not to, well, my friend, you are in the driver's seat of your financial life.
You know, the really cool thing about this slide is the feeling it describes. When you're on top of your spending and your bills, you just eliminate that constant low-level financial anxiety. That moment you can open your banking app and have absolutely zero surprises, that feeling is priceless. It's a real, tangible sign that you are in complete control.
Okay, now let's build on that foundation. Let's talk about your financial defense system. Think of these habits as a shield, right? A shield that protects you from all of life's inevitable curveballs. You know, a sudden job loss, a medical bill out of nowhere, that kind of stuff.
The cornerstone of that shield is your emergency fund. The classic advice is to have 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved up and ready to go. Just having this buffer is a massive sign of foresight. It's what keeps a surprise from becoming a total disaster, and it's your best defense against having to go into debt.
Another huge part of your defense is understanding debt. Because here's the thing, not all debt is the same. Good debt, like a mortgage or maybe a student loan for a valuable degree, helps you build assets over time. Bad debt, like high-interest credit cards for stuff you don't need, well, it just drains your wealth. Knowing the difference is a sign of some serious financial sophistication.
This means being smart with money isn't about never, ever borrowing. It's about using credit as a tool and using it strategically. You make debt work for you, not the other way around. It's all about control, not total avoidance.
Okay, our defenses are in place, so now it's time to go on offense. This next set of habits, this is your long-term growth engine. These are the proactive things you do to actively build wealth for the future you.
This right here might be one of the most powerful ideas in all of personal finance. It is not about waiting until you can save some huge chunk of money. If you have the habit of saving regularly, even if it's small amounts, you are setting yourself up for incredible success down the road. The habit itself is way more important than the amount.
And this chart shows you exactly why. This is the magic of compounding, people. As you can see, those small, consistent savings over a long period of time will almost always blow the big, infrequent savings out of the water. Time and consistency are your 2 best friends when it comes to building wealth.
So beyond just saving, the next level up is investing. This is how you literally make your money work for you. And look, the simple act of just getting started, even if you make a few mistakes along the way, is a giant indicator that you're thinking long-term and you're on the path to real financial freedom. And none of this happens by accident. People who are good with money are intentional. They set clear goals, both for the short term and the long term. They see money as a tool to build the life they want, and they check in on their progress and adjust their plan when they need to.
This brings us to our final and maybe the most important section, the wealth mindset. This is kind of like the operating system, the intellectual and emotional intelligence that guides all the other habits we've been talking about.
And it really comes down to two key pillars. First, having the wisdom to just steer clear of all those get-rich-quick schemes. And second, having the humility and the drive to always keep learning about money. If you understand deep down that deals that sound way too good to be true, well, they usually are, then you've already developed a healthy skepticism that's going to save you a lot of grief. Real wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It's built with patience, consistency, and knowledge, not with luck and shortcuts. Your desire to learn is maybe the most powerful sign of all that you're on the right track.
So as we wrap this up, just take a quick look at these 4 areas. How are you doing in each one? Where do you feel strong, and where could you maybe use a little improvement? Just recognizing your own patterns is the first huge step toward making them even better.
And remember, if you recognize yourself in most of these signs, living below your means, saving consistently, managing your debt, planning ahead, then you are already doing so much better than you probably think.
Because ultimately, being good with money isn't a destination, it's a journey that's defined by your actions every single day. It's not measured by the balance you have right now, but by the habits you are building for tomorrow. So the only question left is, what will you build?